All right, episode 3. Here we go.
It's in the books, baby. We're up to what? I think it's about 275,000 viewers at this point.
Probably closer to 500,000 by now.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think like between our daughters, they got about 250,000 views, just them alone. So
absolutely.
We do have some other fans out there. Most of them are not 7-year-old,
Most of them
10-year-old
all work
girls.
at Milestone. They just want to make fun of us.
Dude, I forgot to tell you were away. So I had that, I had that billboard up for 2 years on Route 6. So it's been a staple. People keep bringing it up to me here and there. But I didn't realize how much of an impact it had on the children. So I go, when you're away, I go to my daughter's father-daughter dance, but it's also like parents and the boys too. So all my kids are there. I had multiple young kids come up to me and say, "What happened to your billboard? What's the matter? You can't afford it anymore?" Getting yelled at by a 7-year-old boy because it was a bad business decision for me to take away my billboard. So I think we got to get it back.
You know what? I'm thinking if we look into the future on this, I think we need to get it back because those 9, 10, 11-year-old kids, they're going to be buying houses
Another
in like
10,
10 or
15
years.
years. We're going to make some money on those billboards.
I absolutely think so. I mean, the investment now to pay for it later.
Multiple children have approached me about this because apparently when you have a billboard in your elementary school, your parent is famous because of that. So I didn't know that. And now I really let the kids down. So we're going to have to fix that.
My daughter talks about it every single time she goes by. She's like, "I saw Craig today." I'm like,
yeah, your daughter's probably throwing eggs at it.
She loves you. I swear it's a love-hate relationship. She's like, "Dad, why don't you have a billboard?" I'm like, No. That's Craig's style. I'm running a little low-key. She hasn't noticed that it's not there yet, so I'm going to have to go by there. She's like...
That was a long run on that billboard. 2 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something else. But
We need a new one.
I think now we might have to get one for the podcast instead, now that we officially have a name.
What is the name of this podcast? I think you should release this name. I think it's just appropriate that Craig releases the new name for the podcast.
So after hundreds and hundreds of thousands of requests for different names, and honestly there were quite a lot of good names, we ended up sticking with Mortgage Daddies. So Sarah came up with it, I think originally as almost a joke, but I think it's fitting. You know, I've called myself daddy around here for 5+ years, and it's finally sticking. So I think that'd be a perfect name for the podcast. So
well, I mean, especially when the podcast goes worldwide and has millions of viewers, they'll know us as the Mortgage Daddies.
That's it. You know,
right?
A little bit of both, mortgages and dad life. That's all. That's all we got going on these days.
That's pretty much it. I mean, speaking of dad life, I know last episode we had talked about how much you loved vacation. We were getting ready to go to Phoenix.
I got so much crap for that.
Yeah, you got a big thing coming up though. You got so much shit coming on from the wife about, hey, are you going on vacation? You don't like going on vacation. You don't like going away. And why don't you tell all of our viewers, what are you doing next week, Craig?
So first of all, I got to stop being honest on this podcast because I'm getting yelled at by my daughter about saying she has heavy feet like Sarah. I'm getting yelled at by my wife because she thinks I don't like to go on vacations anymore. And guess what we have going on? Leaving tomorrow for over a week in Florida. Half of it with them, half of it with my dad in a golf tournament.
That's awesome.
So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it, but hopefully I don't get as sunburn as you.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 days after we went to Phoenix, flew out to Mexico with the family and my
I
in-laws.
can't believe that's a long trip.
It was a long trip. It was very relaxing. It was good just to get out, but dude, going away with kids it's a lot of work.
Were they upset when they said when you told them that the best part about your trip was actually your days with me in Phoenix before going?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
and
really bring that up.
shopping adventures.
I think you know what? I didn't get into the shopping adventures. We can get into that, but they were pumped that I bought the Phoenix Suns jerseys. I bought each of them Kevin Durant, and then my daughter got a Devin Booker jersey. Took everything in my power.
Super cheap, too.
Yeah, they were super cheap. Next time I should look at the price tags because I figured I'm buying a jersey.
Sizes anymore.
Yeah, I'm buying a extra small for a 10-year-old girl. Get up to the register. And I think that was like
$300 or something
it was
like that.
outrageous. 2 jerseys, and that was like a discounted
50%
because of
off.
50% off. So it's like $500, $600 worth of jerseys. Luckily, I got it for $300. I felt lucky spending $300 on 2 jerseys that I'm not going to allow my kids to ever wear ever again, probably. So they did wear them in Mexico. I sent the pictures over to Debbie. And
luckily, when I asked my kids who they wanted, they had no idea who was on the team, and they were naming people that I don't even think they make jerseys for. So I just skated by and didn't buy anything for them.
Just buy them something in Florida when you're with them. That's the best way. But no, that was a fun trip. Too much travel between Phoenix and then a family vacation. It was fun. That Phoenix trip, though, Matt Ishbia, United Wholesale Mortgage, Debbie, one of the directors over there for the account executives. She showed us around Phoenix, showed us around the stadium. It's crazy, and I've been a Celtics fan for my whole entire life. I've gone to tens, hundreds of games probably at this point. Just seeing some of those guys up close, like Tatum's a big guy, but when KD walked about 4 feet away from us,
and his legs were as thick as this.
It was amazing
It's
to
crazy.
me. Like, I'm out of shape, old. My calves are bigger than KD's. He's a professional athlete.
The only thing I think that he was missing was a Grim Reaper tattoo on his calf, and I would not know who was who.
Our millions of viewers do not know about my one tattoo that I got when I was 18 years
ordered
old.
a neon sign of the Grim Reaper so we could make that our logo on the
For the
podcast.
record, it is Father Time and not the Grim Reaper for everybody out there watching. Because that's just a
The
little
short
odd.
season's coming back. We'll be ready to see it soon.
Oh, I'll make sure I have.
No,
shorts
that
on
was an
soon.
awesome trip, and I mean that was a great thing that they did for us to be able to bring us out there and to check out the place. I mean that stadium was unreal. That whole downtown Phoenix area is, I've never been. That was my first time. I'm going to Scottsdale in a couple months on a bachelor party, but it's a pretty cool city. A lot to do.
You'll probably have a different experience on
For
your
sure.
bachelor party.
Yeah, definitely.
Considering, my wife and your wife, I know for sure. Our wives know us pretty well. We've been together for a long, long time, married, known each other. In a million years, if you would have told me we would have gotten off the plane at 11 o'clock on a Thursday night and we hit a Jack in the Box or
Jack in the
something
Box,
that
yeah.
you vouched for, by the way.
Yeah,
you
it
were
was
like,
a
hey,
long
this is
time.
going to be fire. I grew up with this. This is where my dad used to take me for some
It's not
fast
the
food.
same.
I think the older you get, by the way, I appreciated that food at that point. But you would have thought like we would have gone out to the
it
club
wasn't
that
good.
night.
It wasn't good.
No, I didn't eat half of it.
It was probably my favorite spot when I was in 7th and 8th grade. And I lived in California with my dad. We used to go there all the time, and I was like, I saw that face, and I'm like, we got to get it.
Oh, yeah.
What a letdown.
The best part is we ordered the Uber driver something, and they didn't even give him his
Messed
food.
that up. We did have some of the best Uber drivers on that
Oh,
trip. They all
the
hate
people are
people
so
from
nice.
California,
Yeah.
or they hate California because everyone's coming there from there. That was the consensus across the board. But all of them, super friendly, super knowledgeable, love to talk.
Clean city.
The guy with the minivan was sketchy driving, though. that was, I didn't think we were going to get. When Vern and I look at each other, we both buckle up at the same time. You know that this guy's driving a little reckless.
Yeah.
And this was like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that we would have been in our hotel room eating by ourselves, and I fell asleep about 10 minutes after I took my last bite of a cheeseburger. Woke up, and I thought on the last podcast, I think I said it was going to be like 85, 90 degrees. I don't know what my buddy was telling me down there because we got down there and we were looking for like 3/4
It was
inch. maybe
50 in the morning when we woke up.
And, we did a little mandate. I don't even go shopping with my wife, so I'm going to get beat up if she watches this right now.
Yeah,
I don't go shopping for myself at all. And, me and Craig wake up and we're like, hey, let's head out and go to Scottsdale, take an Uber ride. Somebody told us like 5 minutes. I swear it was like 30.
Yeah, definitely not
he
a
looped
5-minute
around.
ride.
And we did a little clothing shopping. That was fun. Craig bought me a pair of sunglasses, everybody. I left my sunglasses that I was very connected to for a long period of time on the airplane, which I put right next to me, hoping I'm not going to leave them here. Left them on the airplane.
I will say you like your sunglasses tighter than anybody I've ever met. So it's the same sunglasses that I have. I have the same pair, and yeah, they're light and they're loose. He's in the store and he's shaking his head like this, and he's shaking back and forth trying to see if they're gonna fall off. Probably 2 hours after he got back from Mexico, he walks into my office with the sunglasses. He goes, "Here, you can have them back. They won't stay on my head." He gives them right
You can
back
have these
to me.
sunglasses. I had my wife order me 2 pairs of the ones I
He's
really
demonstrating
liked.
again how these things fall off. I'm like, when do you ever twist your head like that so that the sunglasses fall? Like, I don't know. We're not doing a whole lot of activities anymore in our life. I'm not sure what you were doing in Mexico that was making your sunglasses fall off your face. But
I do a lot of athletics. I'm very active in the world, so I like to make sure everything's really like just not going to lose it. It's going to be tight. Like, who knows if I'm just going to jump on a jet ski in the middle of the day? and just
honestly,
whip
I think
through
you're
the
just getting to the
Atlantic.
point in life where you're going to have to get one of those things that holds them tight on
I'm
the
not
back.
going to lie to you. I was actually looking for one at the resort in Mexico because those were so loose on my head. I was like, I'm going to lose these things somewhere.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah,
that's
great trip to out to Phoenix to see the Suns. Again, thank you to our partners over at United Wholesale Mortgage and Debbie for showing us around Phoenix. That was awesome.
Next time we want the jet, but
We're gonna have to keep growing for that.
guess we're gonna have to send him a few more loans, but we'll work on that.
I think I kind of helped plant the seed like we did to get into this one. that if the Suns can make it to the NBA Finals to see our Boston Celtics, because the Celtics are pretty much a favorite to be in the finals, that they're going to have to fly us out there. I don't know if we can get the jet, but another owner's suite on the floor.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean,
the food in there was kind of terrible, huh? Shrimp, lobster,
everything, sushi.
What an amazing
It was
spread.
really cool, yeah. No, that place, there's nightclubs in there. I didn't know that was a thing in stadium. We're from Boston. I mean, Fenway Park is like...
We look really bored. Yeah. Like, now I understand why people on the West Coast are like, I would never live on the East Coast.
No, everything's massive. I mean, just having two massive... The what was it? The Diamondback Stadium's right behind it. Just just so much room to do things. And around here, it's like, oh, you got to try to fit a couple more seats into the top of the Green Monster so you don't get rid of it.
I think we should blow up the Green Monster at this point.
After seeing those places, I mean, that would be pretty cool. But
big, comfortable seats everywhere. It didn't matter where you sat in that stadium. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But I know we got a couple of
other things. We got a game to play again.
What?
We got another game.
I thought we were going to talk about some mortgages.
We'll get to that. We got to have fun first.
Craig and Sarah love these games, guys. Who puts them up to this?
This game's going to be funny.
Oh, Jesus.
This one's for you.
Oh.
And for you. So this is, what are we calling it? No way, Jose, or yes way all day. I said it right? There we go.
So we got no way, Jose, or yes way all day. You're going to have to give me the rules. I like to know things.
I'm going to tell you or say a question, and then you're going to answer yes or no.
Okay.
No way, yes way.
Okay.
I haven't read all of these yet, so this could be fun. Would you eat a worm for $1 million? Absolutely.
Yes way.
Why would you not? Sometimes you just do it for a little protein.
Yeah, I would do that after
or something.
4 Tito's and sodas. I could definitely have.
Yeah, of course it's a live worm. We wouldn't do dead worms. Obviously, we do a lot of activities. We do a lot of hiking.
We have tight glasses so we can do all of this.
We're going to get the straps, go on a hike, eat a couple worms. We'll be good to go.
I did ask Craig while we were in Phoenix if he wanted to go for a hike because I know he's deathly scared of snakes. So we're just traveling down.
There's no chance I'd do that. I'm not trying to get bit by a snow snake, that's for sure.
Oh, I love it.
Would you let your kids paint their own bedroom? That is a loaded question.
Yeah, can we negotiate the color? Like if it's going to be like...
I would say not yet. They're a little young, but maybe Liam is a Picasso.
Yeah, so if we like they're painting it with the brush and the roller?
Oh, yeah,
Or they just get to pick the color?
No. They got to paint it.
No way, Jose. No way. I'll let them pick the color. They're not painting anything. It would cost me so much money to clean the floors, the ceiling.
Dude, all the furniture would be wrecked.
No.
There's no chance.
No way, Jose.
Nope, not on that one. Ice fishing. Would you go ice fishing? Ooh.
For money again? You got to give me $1 million bucks? I get a worm for $1 million?
It depends. I mean, I've seen some of those huts that are like intense where you're pretty much just living. Yeah, I figured.
I mean, let's just stop there when you need a hut, be outside, freezing cold, to stick a line into the ground to hope that you catch something you're not going to eat.
I don't get it. I don't.
I'm good.
But hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Would you go to Disney without your kids? Oh my God, hard no on that one. Hard no. I don't want to go to Disney with my kids. Now I'm going to get yelled at for that. But
yeah, it's borderline torture.
That is terrible. Torture.
My wife's actually booking it. You should tell
talking.
Emily to go with Susan.
Cut that section out, please. There's no more
leave
Disney.
That there. You don't have to go.
No.
I'm not going.
Oh, she's going to take all of them?
Yeah, they're taking the kids.
Oh, yeah. It was great when I didn't have so many because my wife would take like her friends or a friend and like 2 kids. Now with 4, there's just so many that...
You probably need 2 strollers.
Usually we just try to like bring a babysitter or something, but this is going to be a lot of work.
Just bring the babysitter and stay here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding. Please edit that so our wives definitely don't see that.
No, like if you're a babysitter and you want to go on a trip, and I will bring you. You just watch the kids. It's fine. Would you wear a hot dog costume in public to make your kids happy? Their lives are already
There's a lot
happy
of no's in here. I'm realizing that we might just be 2 boring guys.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Negative. Pets sleeping in your bed?
No. No for me.
Gonna be a no for me too. I mean,
no pets.
I would
no
let
kids.
Marley do it, but she won't do it. She won't even get on the couch if I'm on the couch. Dog's the best dog in the world. But any other dog that wants to, they're gonna be too up in your face.
The only way this allows is if my wife's not home and the dog jumps in there. I'm not going to pick the dog up and
kicked and moved, and
I'm not doing it.
I'm a cuddler when I sleep, so it's like I'm gonna be cuddling the dog. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Well, it's cool that you have like a 45, 50-pound dog. I have a 9-pound.
Yeah, you kill that
poodle.
dog.
Like I'm just gonna roll over.
Oh my god, dude! Did I tell you about the story about the cat?
No.
With my buddy.
Oh my gosh.
This is hilarious. So I go up to the fire department at a retirement party for one of the guys I used to work with. And like my best friend that was on the fire department was telling me the story. So his wife's actually a realtor, and he's like, she gets this cat, little kitten. Awesome little, whatever. They like cats. I'm not a big cat person, but I did have a couple cats, gave them away. So he gets this cat. She's out with her friends one night or whatever, waiting for him to get home. He's all happy, thinking like she's gonna come home, a couple drinks, gonna have some fun, gonna get lucky.
Oh, God.
She comes home. Where's the cat? I don't know. Can't find it. He rolls over. Cat's dead on his back. He rolled over in bed and killed the cat. That is terrible, but it's hilarious at the same time.
Needless to say, he did not get lucky.
Didn't get lucky. There were some tears, not the good kind, and so.
I mean, now that you brought up
sleeping with
cats,
pets is dangerous, guys.
Now that you brought up cats, you have to tell our audiences. You just sugarcoated that you might have had some cats. I think this is a great time to bring up this story. We don't have to save this for episode 300. Why don't you tell the audience,
Tito's
Craig,
and soda. Tito's and soda.
that was the name of your cats, to clarify.
No.
How did you come across getting
COVID.
multiple cats?
It all started with COVID.
Fucking COVID did nothing good for us.
Bored at home, watching Tiger King. Great show. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I want to be Tiger King. I want tigers. A little harder to get tigers than you'd think. So I Googled what the biggest cat is that you can legally buy. Turns out it's like a Maine Coon cat. So find a couple Maine Coon cats, local lady that I actually went to school with her son and played baseball with her son. And I go to the house to get the cat, and she has a lot of cats, and they're all Maine Coon cats. These cats are this big. Like when you pick them up and they like really like relax, they are legitimately this big. Okay, cool, I'll get one. She's like, and they were a little bit older. Like she was having a hard time, I think, getting them adopted.
When people start seeing them grow,
I don't think everybody wants
down.
a tiger. So I did. So I went and I got one, and I got the boy, and there was a matching girl, like both all white too. And I get the boy, and she's like, oh well, I really like to get the sister too. Like if you could, I'm like, oh yeah, no, probably like one's enough. I go home. I made the mistake of telling my wife, who already doesn't really like animals that much as she'll say. And then my daughter loves animals. And now they want to go get the girl. So now I go back to Westport to go drive back, get another cat. Now I got 2 cats. One of them didn't know how to use a litter box. So now during COVID, every time the cat went to the bathroom, it's covered in crap. And I'm holding this cat, hosing it down. It's scratching me all over the place, trying to get the cat shit off of it.
This is all time.
The other one, I had enough of it. I'm like, you know what? These are going to be outside cats now.
Did Emily maybe put the cats in the basement for a minute?
Yeah. And then one of them, I start letting outside cat, long white hair, doesn't really do the best with the ticks. Thing was loaded. Now they're at my neighbor's house, so they found a good home, but no to the sleeping in the tick.
If it makes you feel any better, so Emily doesn't hate you for bringing this up, I might have done the same thing without cats. I might have ordered a nice dog. Golden Retriever.
I did
Let
that
both
too.
of my kids go and pick it out on a Sunday for hockey. I pretended we were going to hockey. Did not tell my wife that I had ordered a dog 6 months earlier. Went and picked up the dog. Came home. I thought I was winning the lottery. I opened up the door. I'm like, this is going to be amazing. I didn't think she was going to be mad. She slept on the 3rd floor for maybe 2 or 3 days before she came down and then just told me to bring the dog to work. It's like, not good. Not good.
She's not a dog person. She likes the dog you have now, though.
Yeah, I like the dog we have now too. I think for us, because everybody's moving around and it's 100 miles an hour, it's just a lot to keep track of. Like you don't want to have a big dog, a German Shepherd or a Husky or a Golden Lab, because they need to be outside. They need the exercise. My kids are still young, so it just goes to show all the great ideas that we do have. We slip up every once in a while and make a decision that we just have to.
I don't make the best animal decisions.
No.
2 dogs, 2 cats that I've given away to better homes.
What happened to the fish? Didn't you guys have a fish story?
We still have the fish. Oh my God. The fish story we might have to save for another day.
Definitely.
But,
Let's get back to No Way.
with Uncle Kevin buys on a Yankee swap, buys a fish as a Yankee swap gift, and my 10-year-old daughter sees it and freaks out and wants to keep it. Fast forward about 10 minutes and the fish is dead. And now fast forward 24 hours, I'm at the pet store spending $300 on new fishes and tanks and everything. So yeah, thanks.
At least
Uncle
they're still
Kevin.
around. I love fish.
They are. Those ones I think are hard to kill because we got the beta fish or whatever they're called, right? So the first one was a goldfish. And
From a gas station, I think Uncle Kevin bought it for or something, right?
He bought a 25-cent goldfish, which is like really like a feeder fish. And the lady made him spend like $100 on a tank, the raw, like would not, he's like, no, like I just want to buy the fish and put it in a bowl, like a little bit of thing. He's like, no, you can't do that. Like would not let him leave Petco without spending $100 on the tank and all these other things. So needless to say, that didn't go to use, but... What about skydiving? Did you ever go skydiving? Have you ever been skydiving?
I hate heights.
Me too. It's awful. Scary. I was a really bad firefighter.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of heights. Everybody knows if I'll climb a ladder as long as I can fall down, land on my feet without breaking anything. Skydiving for my financial planner and my life insurance policies, the answer is no. I would never do that. I signed that waiver saying I don't plan on doing that. I think I could be talked into it.
No, I'm a hard no on that one.
I think I could be talked into it. The right element.
Enough Tito's, you'll get on.
Yeah, it's a no. Nobody's gonna let me get on the plane and jump out of it a little intoxicated.
Camping in the woods. A lot of activities you got here, Sarah. You trying to give us a hint that we need to
camping
move?
in the woods? Yeah, like, are you trying to get us divorced? Like, these are all activities that our wives and our I feel like you guys just talk to my wife and they're like, hey, come up with the 10 things that Vern probably won't do that we can con him into doing.
You're gonna have an Airstream real soon.
You know what?
You could go ice fishing.
I'm not going ice fishing. That's a hard no. That's a hard no.
You get a little.
The camping in the woods. So my wife, about I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago, she asked if I wanted to go camping. I said, who else is going? She said a couple of her friends. I said, all right, good. I have to work. I'm going to stay here. You guys enjoy yourself. They did the whole tent thing. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even know we didn't own a tent. You had to go buy a tent. Does the whole setup. Calls first day, miserable. Like you have to go shower and
it's raining.
Yeah, it's just all bad.
Ends up raining when you go camping.
So I'd say like 3 years ago, camping in the woods in a tent, hard no. 3 years ago, there's a place down on Cape Cod with Airstreams. Middle of summer, you bring the kids' bikes, air conditioned.
That's not too bad.
Glamping, I think they called it. But camping in the woods in a tent, no, I want no part of it. No air conditioning, no electricity, no clean water. I don't want to do it.
What about using Sue's toothbrush? Would you ever use your?
No. Anybody who knows me, that's a hard. I'd rather not brush my teeth.
Knows that he brushes his teeth about 400 times a day. He goes to the dentist about 18 times a year to get his teeth cleaned.
Zero chance.
He would never do that.
Zero. I'd rather not brush my teeth.
I prefer not to. I would avoid that at all costs. But the gas station's always like right around the corner. You can always go pick up a new one.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess
finger
like,
technique, maybe,
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Or
I'm not using it. Like, if it was like 1 or 2 days, like if we're going on like 4 days, no toothbrush, and she's not around to use hers, so it's kind of like just sat there and I can scrub it and clean it.
Give it a lot of hot water before.
A lot of hot water.
Yeah, I get it.
But can you imagine using somebody else's toothbrush while you're camping, at ice fishing at the same time? Hard no on all 3 of these.
Yeah, that's.
With a Maine Coon cat running around, chasing you around on the ice.
Two of them.
Tito's and soda.
Would you ever wear jeans 2 days in a row?
The same pair?
Yeah.
No. It's like you guys know me, and you already knew these are all like.
Where did you come up with these things?
Somebody talk to my family about this. Like, no one else would really know this. I don't think
probably got Olivia on the backside feeding questions.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Does your dad wear the same jeans? You know what? To my defense, my wife usually, as soon as I come in, she's ready to do another load of laundry. So she's like, go change up. I'm going to do a load of jeans. I'm going to do a load of sweatshirts or something. So, like, luckily for me and my wife are great partners when it comes to that, because if she was like a dirty person who didn't want to do laundry and it was going to pile up for 2 weeks and I had to wear the same jeans over again, I would just do my own laundry, actually. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Hard no.
I say I would do my own, but I wouldn't. And then it would end up just massive piles. So thank God for Emily, because I think I could wear the same jeans 2 days in a row because she would actually physically wash them in between the 2 days.
Have you ever gotten, like, well, I already know you have, but I don't know to this extent, so I'll ask it. Have you ever gotten in like one of those like long-term fights? Like it could be about anything with your spouse, and then all of a sudden they know how to pull the trigger.
She threw all my dry cleaning in my car.
Yeah.
Like she's like, you bring it. I left it there for a few days. She simmered and it went back into her.
Do you know
car.
the dry cleaner will do laundry for you?
Oh yeah, I've done it.
So,
They'll
like-
fold it and everything.
Oh,
Pay per pound.
I dropped it off. It's not cheap.
No, it's not, but it's worth it.
It's 100% worth it if your wife's mad at you
Before
and
I
she
met
hasn't
my
done it for
wife.
4 or 5 days.
And I lived on my own a little. I had quite a bit. I just kept buying new clothes. Like it's easier that way.
It's
but
much easier.
eventually you got bags of clothes, so I would just take them to one of the wash places. But they do it.
Wash
they
and
fold
fold.
it.
It's
Dude, that's the
fire.
best thing ever.
It's the fire.
It's not even like it's the folding of the clothes. I don't know why. I don't have the attention span for it or something.
I'm very proud that you've even gone that far in the process.
I ran out.
I'm not allowed to do any clothes, no washing machine. I am definitely not allowed to fold clothes.
Folding
My
clothes
wife
is the
says
worst.
that's the worst.
It is. It takes forever.
We bought a couch for our
I feel bad
bedroom
for
area
my wife too.
where
I mean,
she
she has
stocks,
all the little kid stuff, and then like
Oh.
that big shit comes out. I'm like,
find a couple socks in your shirt, in your sweatshirt sleeve.
absolutely.
I love it.
What about eating raw eggs like a protein shake? I've done that before.
Like
Back in the
recently, like well, you're like 18
Javi knows what
maybe.
I'm talking about. Look at all his muscles.
Yeah, Javi's busting out of that outfit
He
right
just
now.
probably like 6 or 7 eggs a day.
Dude, he definitely stole that shirt from your son, who's like 8 years old, and he popped that thing on there. He's just got muscles popping everywhere.
It's the eggs.
It must be the eggs.
He probably does all of these activities that we don't want to do too. So that plus a couple eggs, that's what you get.
If our audience does not know, Javier Rosa's been with Milestone for a good amount of time. He does a lot of our videos, a lot of stuff. He actually shot this picture, got it printed, brought it in, and he's like, hey, Vern, I'd like to give you this. And I'm like, Javi, I think this would go great in the podcast room. It's an amazing picture of Battleship Cove over in Fall River. He's going to work on a couple other ones. He showed me some other pictures that he has. It's insane. If anybody out there is listening, looking for work down the South Coast, Rhode Island, he does travel. Amazing guy. I met him through one of our real estate business partners, Wojo. Check him out on Facebook, Instagram, Javier Rosa Photography. He's a beast, and then you'll understand when you look at some of his content. I don't like to look at it in the morning, because it makes me feel really insecure as a man. Because some of the activities that he does, I would have to make sure I have my tight sunglasses on. You've seen
Super
it.
tight.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
This man is jumping up on barbells, jumping back down, doing all kinds of weird shit that I've never seen done. I'm old, so that I don't know. He's a beast. I don't know how this guy
He
does.
definitely is. He does do a great job.
And he works out like 3 or 4 times a day.
So do I.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's missing.
The only thing we do that's the same is drink juices together. Like we do
Yeah.
our juice cleanses
I
together.
mean, we did buy clothes together in Phoenix. We
Yeah.
went clothing shopping, and amazingly enough, bought every single item the same.
Somehow we're like pretty much the exact same size
It's
too,
amazing.
minus the length. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
what, you're 38, 30?
Yeah. And you were
38,
38.
34.
Yeah, we went 32. Get the ankles
That's
showing a little
right.
too.
That's right. I had to get on Javi's level, figure it out, make
When I
sure my
met
pants
him,
fit.
when I met Vern, he used to wear jeans that were this wide and like had this much extra fabric, and I couldn't take it. So a couple comments, a little bit of making fun of him, and eventually the clothing
It's
has gotten
slowly.
smaller and smaller and smaller.
I would like to defend myself because now my wife is definitely watching this.
Yes.
Okay. So she's just going to say, when she first met me, I was wearing, and I'll just get it out there for the audience now so it doesn't have to show up in the comment section, everybody making fun of me. You thought that was bad when you met me 5-6 years ago? She met me wearing Carpenter jeans
Oh, with the pockets?
with the pockets,
It's rough.
stonewashed, acid washed. I don't remember what it was called. But guys, if you were born in the 70s, that was cool at some point in your life.
You were born in the 70s.
I was born in the 70s, so there you're talking
Ouch.
frosted tips back
Yeah.
then. We talked about In Sync the other day,
No, my
98
mom never let me
degrees.
do it. I was really mad at the time, but pretty happy now.
Yeah, that you don't have the pictures. It's
Yeah.
like it's like my father time tattoo. Like did that at 18. Really upset that every time I have to wear a pair of shorts. I already know when I come into the office, Craig's gonna be like, "Hey, nice tattoo, loser."
Every time. I just like figured maybe you get it covered up or lasered or something.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work.
Maybe you get like the mortgage daddy tattooed.
You know what? If
Hey,
we ever move
get,
south,
if we get 1 million, I don't know, is it followers or likes or something? You get 1 million, you're gonna get a tattoo on your calf covering that up that says mortgage daddies.
deal.
All right, done.
I mean, what's
Mark that.
worse? the podcast name or Father Time. Like, I have to
Definitely
explain
Father
everybody
Time.
because they think it's like the Grim Reaper.
I'll
I
get
wasn't
matching
thinking like
ones
that.
with you. We'll get them together.
Perfect.
Mortgage Daddies on the calf.
We're probably gonna have to work out with Javi at the gym so we actually have some definition of a calf muscle, some type of reflection of it.
Definitely not the best muscle in my body.
No. We're gonna
I'm
skip
fake.
back to the Jose. No way. All
Last
day.
one, peeing in the shower.
100%
Every day.
all day.
All right. Well, dude, that was awesome. It was great catching up since you've been back.
Yeah.
I know we got a lot more that we're going to cover in the next episode in regards to kind of the differences between kind of getting back to the mortgage side of things. I know
Yeah.
we're not going to make every episode all about mortgages, but on the next episode, we're going to touch on what the difference is between retail and the broker side. Obviously, we're on the broker side. We've been pushing the broker side of this business for 5+ years, but I think we can really give everybody that's listening a really good insight of what those differences are. So stay tuned.
If you guys can, everybody watching, we're also looking to add guests to the show. So if you guys could comment on, some different industries, fitness and wellness, maybe we'll get Javier or Rosa on here, or financial planners. If you're looking for some of that, maybe some nonprofit athletes, builders, life coaches, professional coaches, whatever it may be. Drop it in the comments. We're gonna touch base with our center of influence and see what we can get on here for some guest speakers.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much. See you next time.